Doña Ana County Sheriff Enrique Kiki Vigil says the main reason they are struggling to recruit and retain officers is wages.
Salaries are the driving force that enables us to recruit men and women to serve this department. And as you know, those lagging salaries are the reason we struggle to keep the deputies we have from leaving to other agencies.
The sheriff study showed that for the most part, Doña Ana County Sheriff's officers make less than Las Cruces Police, New Mexico State Police, El Paso Sheriff's Office, and El Paso Police. County Manager Julia Brown says she doesn't see the wages as the main factor for recruitment and retention issues.
We are losing some people, but the exit conferences and the exit interviews indicate that they're not leaving because of pay. And we know that there are some people who have left, who have gone to departments making less money than they were making here. So that tells us that pay was not the concern of those individuals.
However, the study also shows a greater potential for growth in salary in other departments. For example, a patrol officer working with the sheriff's office for 20 years makes just about the same as a Las Cruces Police patrol officer working for 3 years. Major Brent Barlow has been with the sheriff's office for over 20 years. He says the staffing problem is the worst he's seen.
I didn't come here because I wanted the money, or I thought I was going to get rich because of that. But I can tell you it is very disheartening when you look across the street and my counterpart is making 20 to 25% more pay than I am doing the exact same job. So it is disheartening, and I know it's very disheartening for the deputies. I still make decent money, but I've got deputies that are working here, quite honestly, that probably should be on food stamps.
Ken Roberts, a Doña Ana County Sheriff's investigator, said the sheriff's study also showed that the staffing is behind the Department of Justice's recommendations.
A fair estimate in the aspect is 1.9 officers or 2 officers per 1,000. Currently, I have 0.67. So I have half an officer serving that same 1,000, or 1 officer serving 2,000.
The sheriff had this study completed after the county presented a salary study completed by Fox Lawson that said the sheriff's salaries were comparable in the market. Sheriff Vigil disagrees.
The county paid $100,000. I say $100,000 for a so-called fair compensation study that can only be called a complete fabrication of reality. $100,000 that they spent, taxpayers' money, for erroneous information.
County Manager Julia Brown says the study is not false.
I would have to respectfully disagree. I think that kind of statement probably, while they believe it to be true, actually indicates that they don't fully understand what the Fox Lawson study looked at and what it was comparing.
She says she doesn't know if the sheriff's study really looked at jobs that had the same descriptions in their comparison.
If you select departments that are the highest paid in the state, then naturally you're going to have a bigger disparity if you're looking just at dollars. But the question is, what are the job duties? Are these the same positions? And if they're not, then we're comparing apples and oranges instead of apples and apples.
According to the sheriff's study, they looked at the same departments that the Fox Lawson study examined in their study. County Manager Julia Brown says a meeting is scheduled for her office and the sheriff to discuss the study in more detail. For KRWG, I'm Samantha Sonner.